posing for the Snap backstage where Liam was supporting the Rolling Stones at the London Stadium. He put a warm fatherly hand around the 20-year-old's shoulder, which is all the more surprising when you consider that it was only earlier this year the 45-year-old explained he has no contact with either of his daughters, despite enjoying a decent relationship with both of his sons. Lennon, 18, and 16-year-old Jean, also pictured. Molly, whose mum is Lisa Moorish, is thought never to have met her dad, with Liam saying in February, "I've just never got round to meeting her. I've heard she's alright though." The ex-Oasis frontman, who has another daughter in the US with New York journalist Liza Gorbani, who he is also thought not to have met, has suggested he hadn't got in touch with Molly owing to his relationship with her mum, but said, "She's welcome in my world without a doubt, but I just ain't met her, because her mum's, listen, we don't work. We don't get on." Oasis fans will be hoping that if Liam's now in the business of renewing acquaintances with family members, he might even extend an olive branch to brother Noel. But what's the story with Liam's SONSTHEIR dad might be supporting one of the biggest bands of all time, but Liam's boys don't seem bothered in the slightest. Pictured backstage during the former Oasis star's supporting set for the Rolling Stones in London on Tuesday, Lennon appeared to be more interested in drinking a beer, while Jean seemed rather more enamored with his mobile phone, instead of taking advantage of their prime position. There's no definitely maybe as to who their dad is though. Lennon and Jean, who are the sons of Patsy Kensit and Nicole Appleton respectively, both bear more than a passing resemblance to their old man, and to top it off even seem to be mirroring his dress sense too. _Sarod wears it well for the Pope. He is more used to having thousands of fans waiting for him to take to the stage, but Sir Rod Stewart and wife Penny Lancaster were clearly happy with a little role reversal as they awaited a glimpse of the Pope while holidaying in Italy. The 73-year-old and his 47-year-old other half didn't demand any preferential treatment as they took their place among the hordes in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican for a weekly audience with Pope Francis. However, ensuring they stood out from the masses, and perhaps the reason they were wearing sunglasses, the Maggie May singer donned a rather garish floral shirt that he paired with a clashing jacket and fur-lined loafers, as one does. Penny, on the other hand, kept it rather more classical in a black dress. _Kelly is finally fully fledged after 6 years of transitioning. Kelly Maloney is now completely female and couldn't be happier. "I'm a fully fledged female," proclaims the 65-year-old former boxing promoter excitedly, in her first interview since her complete transition. The woman-born Frank Maloney shocked the world in 2014, after announcing she'd no longer be living as a man, and having previously guided Lennox Lewis to the heavyweight title. Kelly, who lived as a male for over 50 years, explains how difficult it has been essentially living in limbo as she waited for the process to be complete. "I wanted instant success. The doctor had to remind me that I needed to be on them hormones for 18 months to 2 years to have an effect. Frank would be locked away in a cupboard and I would be Kelly because no one knew me and I felt safe. Only I knew the two people existed. It was there from a young age, but I didn't understand it." While the rest of the cast changes are yet to be confirmed, we know this much is true. Spandau Ballet bassist Martin Kemp is taking over from Cuba Gooding Jr. in the West End production of Chicago. The 56-year-old former East Ender will play the smooth-talking lawyer Billy Flynn from July 2nd until September 1st in the production at the Phoenix Theatre in London's West End, as well as his musical background and playing Steve Owen in Albert Square for 4 years from 1998 to 2002. One of Martin's most notable roles to date was starring alongside brother Gary in 1990 biopic The Craze. After a successful reunion in 2009, last year Spandau Ballet announced that they were on the lookout for a new frontman after Tony Hadley decided to call it Quit Blank _ for the first time ever, so Cliff Richard fans will be able to see one of his gigs streamed live to the local cinema later this year. To coincide with his 60th anniversary in the music industry, his concert at Manchester Bridgewater Hall on Friday, October 12, will be shown in a number of cinemas across the UK and Ireland. Reruns will be shown on October 14, The Bachelor Boy's 78th birthday. I have the most wonderful fans, and to be able to share this special evening live in Manchester with so many people is such a gift, says Sir Cliff. I really will feel like I am with everyone that night. I can't wait. The show starts at 8 p.m. and tickets, as well as information about which cinemas are showing the concert, are available at www.cliffantcinemas.com_blank_ Stephanie Cole, who played leading character Roy Cropper's Basilac's mother in Coronation Street for 2 years, says she won't ever return to the show as she doesn't like what it has become in recent times. I wouldn't go back because it has changed, says the former Tenko. Martin and Waiting for God star, 76, who starred as Sylvia from 2011 to 2013, during which her character also memorably had a romance with the Man from U.N.C.L.E. actor Robert Vaughn before quitting, but her character was never killed off. I loved it. I had the most wonderful time. I loved the people I worked with and I really rate them. I was very lucky, though, as I went at a time when they had a wonderful producer, Phil Collinson. Corrie then was very much as it had been, and I had a great character.